Are you serious? We got some breaking news, information coming out of Madagascar. Massive swarming, a plague of locusts literally is just destroying, it's devouring the island of Madagascar. This locust plague, and I want to thank, who got me this? Wayne of Canada. I want to thank Wayne of Canada for getting this report to me. This is May 10th, 2013. There's a report that a locust plague of epic size, of apocalyptic proportions, of biblical proportions, if you will, a locust plague of epic size is devastating the island nation of Madagascar, threatening the lives of 13 million people already on the brink of a famine. Billions of locusts, billions of locusts are destroying the crops, grazing lands across half the country. According to the UN Food and Agricultural Organization, experts say the plague is getting worse. It says $22 million is needed by the end of the month to control the plague. And with each female locust laying up to 180 eggs, another $19 million will be needed to stop the plague from reoccurring. This is in the book of Joel. We know that the plague of locusts was one of the plagues of Egypt that God sent to break down the faith in idol gods of Pharaoh and the Egyptians. There was at least 10 idol gods that the Egyptians worshipped, and each plague that God sent broke down the faith that the Egyptians had in that plague. As a matter of fact, in my book, Texas Blood Lake, which in 2011 had a ton of different plagues, I write about all 10 plagues of Egypt and how they relate and are very, how that each one destroyed one of the idol gods of Egypt. And I break that down for you in our book, Texas Blood Lake. You might want to check that out, because if you study the book of Exodus, you'll find out that God sent the plagues one after another, destroying the faith that the Egyptians had in their idol gods. And in the end, by the blood of a lamb, the Passover lamb, God brought the children of Israel out of the bondage and captivity of Egypt that had lasted over 400 years. Well, this plague in Madagascar is absolutely devastating. We need to pray for the people of Madagascar. 13 million people living on that island, and they are in the brink of a catastrophe of mammoth proportions. We need to really pray for them and pray that this plague comes to an end. Certainly, we're living in the last days as we're seeing different things. Matter of fact, I just got a report a few minutes ago. 45,000 dead fish washed up on the banks in Australia was sent to me. Somebody sent that to me just a few minutes ago. So there's a lot of things happening. Solar flares, massive solar flares on the sun, earthquakes. Matter of fact, I was concerned about earthquakes that would happen around the world during this Ring of Fire solar eclipse. And let me tell you, in the last 24 hours, there's been a 4.3 earthquake in Fiji Islands, 4.8 Alaska, 4.2 Mexico, 5.4 Russia, 4.7 Africa, 4.5 Russia, 4.0 Peru, 4.2 Iceland, 4.7 Indonesia, 4.4 Russia, 4.5 Mexico, 4.7 Iceland again, 4.4 Indonesia, 4.9 the Philippines, 4.5 Iceland again, 4.5 Pakistan, 4.3 Russia, 4.9 Viscay Islands, 5.0 earthquake again in Indonesia, 4.7 again in Indonesia, and a 4.5 earthquake in Venezuela. That's the earthquakes that's happened in the last 24 hours during this Ring of Fire. Significant biblical signs in the sun. And of course, the moon crossing in front of the sun, and the stars, and distress of nations around the world with the Middle East and Damascus and Syria, and all of the different things taking place with Iran and the nuclear weapons, aggression. It's just very dangerous. Don't miss today's show. It's only 2 hours today, from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 2 hours only. Don't miss it. At paulbegleyprophecy.com. Go to the live streaming page, www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. That's paulbegleyprophecy.com. Or you can just call on your cell phone and listen to it live at area code 347-324-5208. That's 347-324-5208. From 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The coming apocalypse. 2 hour broadcast.